Ever imagine like a single book outselling pretty much everything else? Like even with, all the tech and stuff we have now.
Oh yeah, like what could compete with the latest like celebrity tell-all?
I know, right? But that's exactly what's happening. The Bible in 2024, it's blowing everything else out of the water. Sales are through the roof. We're going to totally deep dive into all this crazy data today.
Deep dive indeed. We've got some really fascinating stuff from places like the Wall Street Journal and more.
The thing is, it's not just about the numbers. You know what I mean?
Oh, absolutely.
This is like a
Yeah.
window into what people are like searching for right now. Like with
Yeah.
everything so uncertain,
Yeah.
it's kind of wild.
Yeah, no kidding. And it might surprise you who's driving this whole thing.
Oh, I bet. So let's just jump right in. First off, how big are we talking here? What are the actual like sales figures?
Okay, so get this. Bible sales up a whopping 22% this year compared to last year. That's huge.
22%. Seriously.
Yeah. The Wall Street Journal is even calling it like a golden age of Bible publishing, which, I mean, come on.
Wow, a golden age, that's pretty major. Especially when you compare that to like overall book sales, which are what, up like less than 1%.
Yeah, less than 1%. So yeah, it's definitely, like you said, something unique is going on.
So what's the deal? What's behind this massive surge? Any thoughts?
Well, from what I've been reading in the Wall Street Journal, a lot of it seems to be tied to, well, everything that's going on in the world right now.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like all the craziness.
Yeah. All the chaos and the uncertainty and just a general feeling of uneasiness.
It makes sense. Like people are looking for something solid, something to hold on to when everything feels like it's spinning out of control.
Exactly. And there's a great quote from Jeff Crosby. He's from the Evangelical Christian Publishers Association. He said, people are experiencing anxiety themselves or they're worried for their children and grandchildren.
Oh well, yeah, that hits home.
It's related to artificial intelligence, election cycles, and all of that feeds this desire for assurance that we're going to be okay.
That's really powerful. So it's not just about like personal anxieties, it's also about the future, the world we're leaving for the next generation. It's a lot to process, honestly.
Oh, for sure. And it's interesting because like one bookstore manager I was reading about, he was saying that a lot of his first-time Bible buyers are young people.
Really. So it's not just like older folks going back to something familiar. It's young people discovering it for the first time.
Right.
What are they saying? Why are they picking up the Bible now?
He said a lot of them are looking for hope.
Hope, yeah. I mean,
Okay.
who couldn't use a little more of that these days? What's interesting to me is like what kind of hope are they finding in there? Like what specifically is resonating with them?
Yeah, that's a great question. And it kind of leads us to this other really cool point about how publishers are responding to all of this.
Oh, how so? Like what are they doing differently?
Well, they're putting out all these new editions and versions of the Bible that are like specifically geared towards young people.
Oh, wow. That's pretty savvy of them.
Yeah, and these editions they focus on different things, themes like identity and purpose and just trying to find meaning in a world that feels really, really complicated.
I can see that. I mean, think about it. This generation is like bombarded with information all the time. It's overwhelming.
Totally.
Maybe they're craving something deeper, something that helps them filter all that noise and figure out what really matters.
Yeah, I think you're right. And it's not just about the actual content of the Bible either. The Wall Street Journal also talks about how celebrities and online influencers are like openly talking about their faith.
Oh, interesting. So it's more visible now. Like it's not just happening behind closed doors.
Exactly. And that seems to be making a big difference, especially for young people. It's like it's making faith more relatable, more accessible. It's not just about like these big institutions anymore. It's about like personal stories and finding people you connect with who share your beliefs.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, so we've got this clear trend of increased interest in the Bible,
Mm,
especially among young people, which is really interesting.
for sure, for sure.
But then when we look at some of the data from those State of the Bible reports, things get a little bit murky.
Oh, how so?
Well, like the 2023 report, it showed a decline in young people actually engaging with Scripture.
Huh, okay.
But be key. It also said that 44% of Gen Z adults are like really curious about Jesus and the Bible.
Okay, interesting.
And almost half of them said that the Bible had transformed their lives. And then the 2024 report from the American Bible Society, they found that 21% of Gen Z adults reported actually increasing their Bible use in the past year.
Yeah.
It's kind of a head scratcher, you know?
Yeah. It's a little contradictory, isn't it?
It is. So like less engagement, but more curiosity. What do you make of that?
Well, it's possible that, maybe that initial decline, maybe that was like a wake-up call,
Yeah.
like it sparked this curiosity, like, maybe there's something I'm missing. And then that led to like actually engaging more deeply with scripture.
Oh, that's a really interesting way to look at it.
Yeah, and it just shows how complex this whole relationship is between faith and younger generations. It's not just a one-way street. It's this back and forth, this searching and questioning and ultimately finding your own way.
I love that. And it's not just about the searching either. Like there's also all this data about the impact of a regular connection with God, like how powerful that can be, especially for young people.
Right, exactly.
It makes you wonder, like, what is it about the Bible? What parts of it are really hitting home for people right now? And what kind of transformations are they going through? Like, what does that actually look like? So much to think about.
It really is. I mean, this whole Bible sales boom, this could be way more than just like a passing trend. It could be a sign of something deeper, like a response to all the anxieties and the uncertainties we're facing as a society.
Right. Like people are searching for something more, some kind of like meaning or anchor in a world that feels, well, pretty chaotic, honestly.
Yeah, absolutely. And it really makes you think about what role faith will play in shaping the values and the choices of the next generation, especially with all the challenges they're going to be facing.
Wow. Yeah. Big questions for sure. Even if you're not religious, you can't deny the power of belief, you know? It's like it's this fundamental human need to believe in something bigger than ourselves. It
Totally.
makes you think, like, what are you searching
Yeah.
for?
What indeed?
Thanks for joining us today. This was a fascinating deep dive.
My pleasure.